Some say that they're just colleagues who have a working relationship, while others claim that their religion is the only common thing about them, and then some say the two don't see eye to eye. What is the truth? Mohamed Salah and Sadio Mane are two of the best performers from Africa, and have represented the continent with great pride over the years. However, Egypt's budding rivalry with Senegal has perhaps changed things between the two, and that's something we need to dissect. Barcelona's sponsorship with Spotify means that the Blaugrana might be rich beyond their imagination. Is it really true? Gerard Piqué gave a very open interview to a local YouTube channel earlier last week, and we really need to cover the Barcelona man's statements, which were quite brutal at times. In their quest for a new striker, Barcelona have found the man who they believe will guarantee them a bucket full of goals next season. Who could that be if it's not Haaland or Mbappe? Stay right here to find out. Meanwhile, PSG have devised a plan B in case Lionel Messi decides to leave Parc des Princes. You know who we are, and you know how much we love talking about all things football, so hit that button and the bell too, and get ready for your daily dose of football. Before we get started, we want to share the sponsor of today's video. The OneFootball app is the ultimate football platform and is a must-have for every football fan, so that you can follow all of your favourite leagues, teams and players all the time right from your phone. You can be sure to turn on notifications for specific players to be instantly alerted when they score a goal or when they are involved in other breaking news. It is the best and easiest way to stay up to date with everything football. Click the link in the description down below to download the app right now. You won't regret it. Lionel Messi's future is unclear, especially since his recent statements about wanting to reassess things. To make matters worse, the idea of leaving for Inter Miami resurfaced in the AS newspaper, because the MLS franchise dreams of bringing him in. Messi has reportedly been in contact with David Beckham, and above all, the Florida team should send a juicy offer to the Argentinian in the coming months. And in the event of departure, his replacement has already been found, according to AS, in the shape of Mohamed Salah. Sportingly, he could easily fit into the Parisian workforce, and above all, important for this club, he enters into the marketing plan of PSG, which would dream of having a star from an Arabic-speaking nation. Another important point, his contract ends in 2023 with Liverpool, and he is not yet extended. It is even a thorny issue for the Reds, which has been at a standstill for many weeks. Even though they were not in the Champions League for a long time, with a surprising elimination from the group stages, Barcelona will experience a turbulent end to the 2021-22 season. Third in La Liga with 12 points behind on the league leaders Real Madrid, the Catalan club must in particular stay in the top four to obtain its ticket for the next campaign. But above all, there is this Europa League quarter-final against Eintracht Frankfurt in a couple of days. Because, to remain attractive this summer during the summer transfer window, the Blaugrana obviously hope to be in the Champions League for next season. In the meantime, the Barcelona management is active behind the scenes to prepare for this new transfer window and to further strengthen the workforce. Everyone knows it. President Joan Laporta and his team dreams of Erling Haaland, Robert Lewandowski, or even Mohamed Salah. But Barca must plan for a cheaper and more affordable option. And precisely, the Spanish team seems to have found the perfect target not to ruin themselves in a few months and bring in a new quality player for Xavi Hernandez. Because, according to information from Sport, Barca are very interested in a certain Alexandre Lacazette. At the end of the contract in a few months with Arsenal, the French centre-forward seems closer to a departure than an extension at the Emirates Stadium, and Barcelona intend to take full advantage of it. The Spanish media affirms that the Blaugranas are monitoring the situation of the former Lyon man, who is also tracked by them for a possible return, and that his arrival could do good for the club since his transfer would not be expensive with his status as a free player. And if the leaders ever want to convince the 30-year-old to come, they have an asset. In the event of arrival in Catalonia, Alexandre Lacazette would thus reunite with his former teammate in London, Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang, who arrived at the end of the winter transfer window. With 6 goals and 8 assists this season in 29 appearances in all comps, the Frenchman is in any case going through a complicated time for his probable last season with the Gunners. And after having evolved in France and then in England, the striker might end up playing in a new league this summer. President Laporta confirmed it. At a time when the big money deal between Spotify and Barcelona was made official, the music streaming giant demanded that no financial details be made official. But very quickly, the Barcelona press unveiled the outlines of this very beneficial partnership for the Blaugrana finances. The information was later confirmed by RAC1 and Sport. Thus, to have the right to display its name on the shirts of the men and women's first teams, the Swedish firm will pay €57.5 million fixed plus €2.5 million in bonus per year, or €60 million over 4 years, that is to say €240 million. Added to this is the €15 million that the brand will pay over 3 years to also appear on the training outfits, a bill of €255 million which will increase considerably thanks to naming rights. The Camp Nou will be renamed to Spotify Camp Nou. And to have the privilege of sticking its name to that of the legendary stadium, Spotify will pay €5 million for the first 4 years, or €20 million in total. It's a very low sum due to the construction work set to commence. Less exposed from a marketing perspective, while Barca play in another stadium during that time period, the Scandinavian tech giants did not want to pay a high price. On the other hand, when everything's finished, Spotify will pay €20 million per season for 8 years, or €160 million. In terms of naming, this agreement is therefore very juicy for the Catalan club. In total, indeed, the Catalan newspaper recalls that jersey sponsorship contracts only last 3 years for training kits and 4 years for first-team jerseys, while that of naming rights runs for 12 years. If Barca managed to align its jersey contracts over the same duration at the same prices, Spotify would pay a total of €960 million over 12 years. But this scenario remains for the moment in the realm of science fiction. He probably doesn't have many years left to spend on La Liga pitches, but Gerard Piqué knows that he can easily transition to a career in the media, in addition to his activities as a businessman. Asked on the YouTube channel The Wild Project, the defender of Barcelona still dropped some punchlines, and it was the former Blaugrana president, Josep Maria Bartomeu, who took the hardest punches. When the latter was still in office, Piqué did not hesitate to support him publicly, a gesture that he strongly regrets today. Piqué says that he knows how Bartomeu wanted to please everyone and somehow lost his way before lying to him and Messi about the PR campaign, where senior figures at the club were criticised. Eventually, it was found out that the now disgraced president had paid for the campaign. Another subject raised, the case of Ousmane Dembele. I appreciate him very much. We have a very good relationship. As long as he is a Barca player, the hope of seeing him continue with us exists. Off the field, Piqué has also returned to his sense of celebration, which has so often earned him criticism. Today, he swears he's calmed down. The children and the family gave me 5 more years of career. I am calmer, but you can drink in moderation. I like to have a whiskey coke. Finally, after having assured that he had remained very close to Pep Guardiola, the 2010 world champion offered us a confusing comparison about Barca's rival Espanyol. Piqué says that he has more money than Espanyol's budget, but also admitted that he has always preferred to play there rather than at Madrid. I like to go there, to enter the field, to be whistled, jeered at. You laugh and that annoys them even more. There is nothing like it in the world. I would say it's better than sex. I appreciate this game much more than the one against Madrid. It's a contained rage. So, let's dispel those rumours once and for all. There is no, and we mean absolutely no, animosity or hatred brewing up between Salah and Mane due to the events that happened in the World Cup qualifying playoff game between Senegal and Egypt. Salah missed the penalty in heartbreaking fashion, and it appears that Mane never wanted to rub it in when the two men decided to cancel the ceremony. This clearly shows that the two men have a bond and have mutual respect for one another. In fact, Jurgen Klopp just proved it through the following statement. He said, "No doubt about it, they are not only close, they are well educated, they are good boys, they are good humans." I really thought Sadio did particularly well with it, to be honest, and I am sure that Mo appreciates that as well. Even if it is your brother, then imagine he is playing for the other team and you have to play a final, and one wins and the other loses. That is not a good situation for anyone. But for sure, Sadio and Mo would consider themselves as friends, and they handled it well. So it's all good. Salah was unlucky on that day, and he won't be at Qatar 2022. But we can definitely be sure that the Liverpool forward will be rooting for Mane and Senegal to make Africa proud.